Yo, what's going on people, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a Tory Lanez beat for the upcoming project Alone at Prom. And if you haven't listened to the singles right now, it's like an 80s synth pop type beat. And if you haven't already, don't forget to check out the podcast and the free sample pack down below. And let's get straight into the video. With 80s synth pop beats, I like to make it quite simple. So I've used these electric piano that just sounds like this. And as you can see here, I've used like this stab effect to just give it that nice rhythm that synth pop sort of has. A lot of the 80s music has like a Juno chorus on, so I've put that on with just a casual tiny room reverb and just a little bit of EQ as usual. With that, I've just wanted to layer this with a pad that sounds like this. Whereas the electric piano is quite high, this fits in the low tones and just gives a nice texture. And with this, I've just put on a default cassette, and I've wanted to give it a lot of feedback in the delay just to make a nice effect. It just gives an overall different vibe. So once I layered this together, I found like this Jupiter brass sound, and it's like a synth. As you can see, it goes down in the keys and makes like that moody feel, and it gives a nice bounce for the drums later on. And where that was already processed, all I did was just EQ. Next, I just wanted to use this lead just to give a breakdown into the sample and just give it a nice overall like melody. It's very, very bright and has a nice width to it. And it just gives that nice old school vibe with the melody. And again, a chorus just to give it that nice modulated effect. 1 second decay reverb, I've turned it down in the mix. And then just a little tiny bit of delay just to feed them gaps. Then lastly, I use like this synth pluck sound, and it's like an ARP. And with this, another chorus, Juno. And I've used it to pan left to right. I've made it quite a slow pan, so it's just giving a nice different listen in the ear, and you can feel the rhythm. And then lastly, as I nearly forgot, is this Evolution Jazz Arch top guitar, and I've used it as a nice little texture to just give more rhythm. And as you can see, it's off the grid just to give natural rhythm. And I've just used this Corey Wong auto wah just to give it that nice vintage vibe. A little bit of reverb, as you can see. And then I've EQ'd quite a lot because there was quite a lot to get rid of. Then I've used the metallic loop just to give that brightness back into what I've EQ'd out. And then for the bridge section, I just wanted to add a different instrument that just give a nice little break. So I've used this saw-like texture synth. And as you can see, it goes down and down and down. That's just to build tension for the rise of the next bit. And all I've used on that is just a bit of delay and just EQ'd with reverb. And after that, I knew it was full enough to just put the drums on. First, I just use this perk loop that sounds like this. And obviously, I've just EQ'd. So with the drums, very simple. I've layered a perk and a hi-hat. I've used the perk as a hi-hat as well. So as you can see here. Pretty simple, and then I've layered a clap and a snare to sound like this. And as you can see, I just use a little break at the end just to give a nice distinguished vibe. Then I just use this 80s kickoff splice that sounds like this. And that just perfectly fits with the 80s synth pop vibe. And then next I've used this big clicky like synth bass that sounds like this. And with that, I've just took out to 1K because it was very harsh and had a lot of distortion on it that I wanted to get rid of. And then I've half-timed the sample, and I've used this riser, so it sounds like this. and it sort of cuts out of the slowed version of the half time and then just draws back in with the riser, and it sounds perfect. And then obviously down here I've just used extra little percussion notes to just give a little flavor. And then same with the bridge, more percussion. And that was just a nice break. That very hard hitting snare just fits in perfect, and then it'll just draw back into the normal rhythm. With all that together, this is how it sounds. So yeah, that is the whole beat all together. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You know what to do. Smash that like button, leave a comment. Don't forget to check out the sample pack and the podcast that is now out. And I guess I'll see you in the next one, people. So peace out.